Welcome to Attic Raiders Retro Reviews, where today we're taking a look at a waiter-themed balancing game that rises above its competition. We're looking at Stretch Out Sam. Released by Milton Bradley in 1990, this game was then re-released 17 years later in 2007 by Flair Games. You can see, as with the majority of modern children's game releases, Flair on the re-release went with computer-generated artwork for the front cover. I really don't like it. If you have a look at the Milton Bradley game, this just has so much life to it. There has been passion put in to the painting of this artwork. I absolutely love this. I also love the colours. This bright orange round the sides really brings this to life. And this artwork on Sam on the box covers and the bright colours here is just gorgeous. I really love this artwork. Of course, balancing games that are waiter themed seem to have been pretty big over the years. Now Flair re-released this as Don't Tip the Waiter, but there's actually been quite a few waiter-themed balancing games of the same name. Ideal and Colourforms both released Don't Tip the Waiter in 1979. Action GT released Don't Tip the Waiter in 1986. Fundex released Don't Tip the Waiter in 2008, and there was yet another Don't Tip the Waiter game released in 2014 by Kickerland. But out of all of them, this one is my favourite. Now this is the point where I would normally show you the back of the box, but I'm not going to do that this time. I want you to experience this game as you would if you've never seen it before, because it comes as quite a surprise, and I don't want to give that away by showing you the photographs on the back. So let's go straight in and take a look at this thing. Stretch Out Sam is a balancing game, and so of course we need things to stack. The game comes with this set of 4 double tumblers here, and these are joined together really well, so these are not going to come apart. There's a set of 4 cups and saucers. You can see these cups are permanently attached to the plates or saucers at the bottom there. They do not come off. There are 8 soup bowls, and we've got a set of 8 plates of food. These are, again, all of these are really nice thick plastic, and they're a good size. They're not going to be pieces that get easily lost. And these have obviously got stickers on them, which they didn't have to do, but it's a really nice touch. We've got meatballs and spaghetti, steak and chips, fish and chips, lobster and oysters, fried eggs, bacon and toast, pancakes with sausages and maple syrup. We've got some kind of burger and chips here, and we've got a hot dog with whatever this side garnish is. It kind of looks like baked beans to me, but I don't know what you normally eat hot dog with, but there we go. There is no dice in this game, so instead we have got a spinner. And again, like the rest of the plastic pieces in here, this is a nice, sturdy, solid piece of plastic. It's got a nice spinning motion on here, and it's got a little raised section here, so you can grip it to spin it well. This spinner will tell you how many objects you need to place onto the tray to try and balance them, from 0 up to 2. And it will also tell you if you land somewhere here or here in one of these green sections that you have got to tip the waiter, or if you land in one of these yellow sections where you don't have to tip the waiter. And that will be very important. We will come on to that in a moment. And the last thing we have here is Sam's actual waiter tray. And again, really nice solid piece of plastic. Little checkered tablecloth decal on it, and the plastic on this is really good for this game because this is actually really slidey, this plastic, and these things slide off it really easily, which really adds to this game. And here we have the main man himself, Sam the waiter. This is obviously the main component of the game, and this is really nice and big bulky and very, very solid. This is really, really well made. I really like this. And on the end of his outstretched hand here, he has got a little kind of dimple or point here. There we go, you can see it. And that is where he is going to balance his tray. On the bottom of his tray, there is this kind of raised donut kind of shape here, and that fits on there so that the tray is in place, ready for balancing. You can see when you're going to put food onto here, the tray will move around, but because of the way his hand is underneath, it won't go all the way off, but it will tilt and things will tumble. Depending on how many people are playing this game, you're going to take your bowls and your plates and your cups and you're going to divide them equally amongst all the players. Everybody should get the same number of items and hopefully the same type of items. If you've got a 3-player game, you're obviously not going to be able to do that, but each person should get the same number of items. The object of the game then is to take all of your items when it's your turn and to place them onto Sam's tray and to try and balance them there. Whoever manages to get rid of all of their items first is the winner. If anything falls off of Sam's tray, then you have to take them back and you've obviously then got more things that you need to try and get rid of. So let's get started. I've got 2 items with no tipping on this spin, so I'm going to take any 2 items at all, place them onto Sam's tray, and I don't tip him. That's my turnover, and I take my spinner and pass it to the next person. Once the next person takes it from me, that is my go over. The second person is going to take the spinner, spin it. Oh, and this person's got 1 item, no tipping, so they're going to take an object, place it on here carefully, and no tipping. Then it goes to the next person. We've got 2 items and tip the waiter. Tip the waiter, this is where it starts to get interesting. So, first of all, I need to put down 2 items. I'm going to go for 2 bowls here and place them there. And now I have to tip the waiter. Now to do this, on the back of Sam is a little lever or button that I need to press down. When I press that down, didn't happen very much there, but his arm moves or extends, and that will upset the tray a bit. Thankfully, nothing fell off there, so I do not need to take anything. Then it is the next player's go. 2 and tip the waiter. So let's see if we can get another 2 items on here. I'm going to try balance them over here this time. 1, 2 items, and anything that's fallen off I need to now take, and I'm going to have to try and get rid of them later. And I had tip the waiter, so I'm going to have to press this and hope nothing falls off. There we go. And you saw there, for the first time properly, his arm just extended. And this is where this game really starts to get interesting. On the next player's go, we've got a 1, no tipping, so let's see if we can balance that there. Then the next player, 2 and tipping. Let's see how we're going to do this. 1 and starting to stack up now. 2 and I need to tip the waiter. So let's see. You will notice each time you tip the waiter, the amount that his arm stretches or extends is random. Sometimes it extends just a little bit, sometimes it extends quite a lot, relatively. So you don't quite know what is going to happen. And the further that this game goes on, the taller his arm gets. And somehow it is still managing to be balanced. Nothing but tipping. doing pretty well at the moment, it really has to be said. And let's just try one more just now. 2 and a tip. And go for 1, 2. Oh dear, that was not good. And there go the rest of them. The real star of the show here is Sam's arm. If you've never come across this game before or seen the photographs on the box, his arm extending like that comes as quite a shock. And it's just such a great mechanism. I brought this game out at wet playtime in my class, and all the children wanted to do was to keep on pressing that button just to see how far his arm would extend. That's all they were really interested in. They played the game and they loved the game, but they really wanted to see just how long that arm would stretch. They thought it was absolutely amazing. And I've got to say, so do I. If you play this game to the point where his arm is fully extended, then just like the Star Destroyer at the very beginning of Star Wars A New Hope, this thing just goes on and on and on and on, and just when you think it's going to stop, it keeps on going until you get to the very end. This, for me, is probably one of my favourite mechanisms of any of the games that I have. Just the fact that this ginormous arm can fit inside his body. Look at the length of this thing. The fact that this arm fits inside his body. How? Look at that. That is crazy. It is such a fun design and such a clever mechanism. I absolutely love this thing. If you want to bring it back in for another game, you just take this section on the back and you wind it. And as you wind it, his arm returns to a fairly normal size or length. It's one of, I just love this. This mechanism is so much fun and so ingenious. On the bottom here, there is also a dial, and by turning this dial here, you can make the game harder or more difficult. You can turn it all the way in, so he's got quite a flat bottom on there, or by spinning it out, you can see that that is coming out more, and that will mean that he is leaning more. And if he is leaning more, then it means as the arm extends, it's going to be more unstable and it's going to fall to the side, particularly with the weight of the plates and the cups and things on his tray. It's going to fall to the side much more easily. So you can make this game harder or more difficult as well. If you've seen any of my other videos, you will know that I am all about innovative design. And this, for me, with the stretching arm, is definitely up there. It's just so surprising, and when it just keeps going and going and going, and you don't know where it's going to stop, it's just such fun. The fun factor in this game is really, really high. And as I said before, the fact that this board, the way that it is, the texture on the tray here and the material that it's made from, it is really slippery, and those cups and saucers and things really slip off very easily. So this game is pretty tricky. The bowls and the plates are not that difficult to stack, but when it comes to stacking those tumblers, those double tumblers, they fall off really, really easily. This is not an easy game. It is, however, a really, really fun game. Now, on eBay, this can go for anywhere from £5 to £45, but normally this will go for around about £10 to £12. At that kind of price point, or if you see this in a thrift shop or a charity shop, definitely get it. I love this thing. It is well worth having. Until next time, this is Attic Raiders Retro Reviews.